Arm yourselves, America. This is Defenders Live on Mojo 50 Radio. You can find us anywhere that you can find podcasts that you want to listen to. Spreaker, SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, pretty much anywhere else. But if you want to listen live, if you want to see what's going on, you can go to one of two places. You can go to Mojo 50 Radio on the iHeartRadio setup, or you can go over to Facebook.com, use the promo code, not use the promo code, go to Mojo 50 Radio on the Facebook page. I am too much in the selling mood tonight, but you can go there, you can comment there, you can comment on the MeWe, you can comment pretty much anywhere you want to go. If you're going to use Twitter, you can go to DOAE Show or at Steven Airey. Either one is fine with me. Just make sure that when you do talk to me, use the promo code, use the hashtag I see what you did there. Hashtag I see what you did there will allow me to go through. I'm telling you what, I've got all this new stuff in my mind and everything else. We've got official sponsors of the show and everything else, not just official sponsors of Mojo 50, but we have official sponsors of the show, and I want to get to those first and foremost going through here. You have no audio on your Facebook feed. That's really awkward. Really awkward overall. I don't understand how that would happen. Boop. Maybe that works. I don't know. Weird. Can you guys hear me now? I don't know. That's a bit awkward. I may have to just cut that feed and cut it back on here in a second. It's you, Rocky. It's you. What's wrong with you? Crazy person. All right. Before anything goes forward, before we get through all the rest of it, I do want to tell you about the newest sponsor to the show. It is Era Capital Management. It's a financial investment management company for every stage of your life. Era Capital Management. If you need something today, you call Jacob and his team today for confidential and personalized consultations for all of your financial needs. That's ERA Capital Management. ERA Capital Management. Funny number, 123-456-7899. Or eracapitalmanagement.com. eracapitalmanagement.com. I think that phone number might be wrong. I might have to talk to Tom about that. But if you go to eracapitalmanagement.com, it is right there on the website. You can go to them at any point in time. I mean, it's simple, man. This guy, they are experienced in what they do. They make it personalized, and they back up what they do. They back up what they talk about. So any type of portfolio that you're into, their company is into, everything is getting it going for them. Everything is set up so that they know what's actually happening, and they are backing the same stuff that they tell you to back. Go to eracapitalmanagement.com, Era, E-R-A, capitalmanagement.com. I am going to bring it, James. Which, by the way, love you, brother. I am going to bring it, though. It is a good day. It is a wonderful day. And you know what? What is the best thing that anybody else needs here and going on forward without all the rest of it? Spartacus! That's right, Spartacus. Spartacus is doing it. He's getting in the ring. He's going for the fight. I need some ringing bells. I need an actual, like, situation bell. But get some bells. Spartacus is in the ring. He is going to make sure that women get molested, and he never gets accused of it. That's right. That's right. Here, actually, I want you to listen to this. This is his newest ad. He put on the Twitters. I'm gonna see if I can't play it up here.
In America, we have a common pain, but what we're lacking is a sense of common purpose.
Right? You get it? You get it? Common pain, but what we're lacking is a common purpose. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
What's up? Amen.
I grew up knowing that the only way we can make change is when people come together. When I was a baby, my parents tried to move us into a neighborhood with great public schools, but realtors wouldn't sell us a home because of the color of our skin. A group of white lawyers who had watched.
I wonder if anybody's going to fact check that. I just want to point that out. That might be fact checked.
Courage of civil rights activists were inspired to help black families in their own community, including mine. And they changed the course of my entire life. Because in America, courage is contagious. My dad told me, boy, never forget where you came from or how many people had to sacrifice to get you where you are. So over 20 years ago, I moved into the Central Ward of Newark to fight slumlords and help families stay in their homes. I still live there today, and I'm the only senator who goes home to a low-income inner-city community, the first community that took a chance on me.
So I want to point this out a couple things. So he is going off of he's going off of two major things. One, he said very specifically, if it wasn't for a bunch of white guys, I wouldn't be where I am today. I know nobody else caught that. I know that's what, it's not what he meant. But at the same point in time, if it weren't for a bunch of white guys that wanted to make sure that the inner city youth gets out of the inner city, I wouldn't have gone where I was. Okay, gotcha. His dad called him boy. He's a racist dad. That's right, Dylan. That's good catch. Good catch. Of course, every dad calls their son boy. So I kind of have to throw that one out in the wind. And then the other thing that he's pulling is, lower income, everything else, blah, blah, blah. I still live in the inner city and all this stuff. You don't live in the neighborhood, bro. There is no way that you sit there with the money that you have living in the neighborhood that you're saying that you represent. You may live close to the neighborhood. You may live around the neighborhood, but you don't live in that neighborhood because you wouldn't put yourself at risk or other people that possibly live with you.
We are better when we help each other. The history of our nation is defined by collective action, by interwoven destinies of slaves and abolitionists, of those born here and those who chose America as home.
That's funny. He's using slaves and abolitionists and things like that because the party that he represents is the party that wanted to keep slaves. So, just saying.
Those who took up arms to defend our country and those who linked arms to challenge and change it. I believe that we can build a country where no one is forgotten, no one is left behind, where parents can put food on the table.
Did you hear that? Instead of just no child left behind, it's no person left behind, no body left behind. I wonder how that's going to go legislatively.
Where there are good-paying jobs with good benefits in every neighborhood. Where our criminal justice system keeps us safe instead of shuffling more children into cages and coffins.
I gotta, just so you know, I'm bobbing and weaving and stuff like that, but that's because I am a percussionist at heart, and so hearing the snare in the background and everything else, I kind of want to do the beat, and I can't do it on the table because then you'd hear it on the mic.
Where we see the faces of our leaders on television and feel pride, not shame. It is not a matter of can we. It's a matter of do we have the collective will, the American will. I believe we do. Together, we will channel our common pain back into our common purpose. Together, America, we will rise. I'm Cory Booker, and I'm running for President of the United States of America.
So let me ask you a question. Who is it that he's talking to? He's saying, America, we will rise. But what does that really mean? Is he saying everything that's happened in the past 20 years has not been America rising? Is he saying that some sort of weird collective, is he saying the 8 years of Barack Obama was not the rising of his side of the team? If he's saying that, then he must be saying that Barack Obama and his administration didn't do enough for those people that he says he represents. And if that's the case, then apparently either he's a racist or Barack Obama didn't do the things that he said he was going to do. Yeah, Donna, that was a really good drum line. Yeah, I was really bobbing with it. I mean, I couldn't help myself, honestly. He had a good music track in the background. It was good. It was good. I can't deny him that. You're angry about the POS like him in America. Yeah, I'm angry about POSs like him in America too, but at the same point in time, so here's the thing. I can't say that he is a POS. in all heart, with all heart. What I can say is the man is a moron. He has his mind in the wrong places, same places where he has his heart. And I don't know exactly where that is, but I do know that, domestic violence charges and other such things really don't make well for a president. They don't make well for a president. And it's funny because, even Politico's getting on him today. Apparently, Politico's pissed off because he held his first actual press conference at his own house, where he decided that he was going to break rank with people like Bernie Sanders and the like, and Kamala Harris. So he's trying to break rank from Kamala Harris and Bernie Sanders, and because I don't think Booker likes the camel toe very much. I just don't think he likes the camel toe. I also don't think he likes shirtless old white men, and that's probably just a preference. I mean, he probably prefers younger. If I had to guess, he probably prefers younger. But shirtless old white men that have never done anything in their life except for mooch off of the system, I can't really say whether or not he's actually doing anything. So, it's not a big deal, right? Speaking of reporters outside of his house, here on his first day as a presidential candidate, Booker distinguishes himself from Senator Bernie Sanders, a potential primary opponent who explicitly called President Donald Trump a, quote, racist on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. He also broke with Senator Camel Toe Harris, who embraced eliminating private health insurances during a CNN town hall in Des Moines, Iowa on Monday. Booker said, quote, I don't know the heart of anybody, in speaking with Donald Trump, who stammered and paused, and he stammered and then paused before he answered and said, I'll leave that to the Lord. So what he's saying is, I don't know the heart of this guy, and if I'm saying that he's a racist, that means I know his mind and I know his heart, and I can't say that. That's him being political, honestly. I can't say much else. That's him being political. And he's doing it well. That's a good usage of being political, but that is being political. Quote, I'm going to run a race about not who I'm against or what I'm against, but who I'm for and what I am for, which is dick. I'm not looking ever simplistically to beat Republicans. No, I'm looking to unite Americans in the race. So apparently he does want to go all Spartacus on us. He wants to, all Sparta on us. He wants to make sure to join together and beat back the filthy hordes of Republicans coming his way. Booker said he poses eliminating the legislative filibuster to ease partisan bills through the Senate, and he broke with Harris by saying, as president, he would eliminate the private health insurances. Even, quote, even countries that have vast access to publicly offered health care still have private health care, he said. Booker and Harris, however, are both co-sponsors on the Sanders Medicaid for All bill. So this is just a point of contention I have to point out. Booker is saying to your face, I want you to know that I am fully aware and understand that the free market has to have an option. So there has to have some viable option has to be there for the free market in some way, but in the background I'm co-sponsoring Medicare for All. I mean, he's sponsoring Medicare for All. You know what, Donna? I'm going to use his words. I don't know the man's heart. I don't know the man's heart. He may be gay, but that's for the Lord to decide, not me. The New Jersey senator also defended his record on schools and relationships and banking industries, but both potential liabilities in the Democratic primary. Booker said that he was proud of his record on education, dismissing the notion that his support for school choice is a position that he has to defend, and noting that the last Senate campaign was endorsed by the teachers union. So apparently he's for school choice, but he's also getting endorsements by the teachers union, which means that he's not actually endorsing school choice. It's just something that he did to make sure to get people off of his back. It's to make yourself seem centrist. If he gets support from one organization and then he does something contrary to it, it is only with the distinct understanding that that organization knows that he's doing it for a purpose. That's all. That organization knows that this man is doing this crap for a purpose. Whatever he does, it's all for a purpose. If it's in opposition to people that fund him, they know that it's not in actual opposition to them. He shrugged off criticisms that he's too cozy with Wall Street, citing the history of standing up for people and a record of as a mayor and a senator, and fought against those interests for his constituents. But he makes a ton of money. Appearing loose and upbeat, Booker held a... Listen to this. This is from Politico. They're sort of lambasting him, but they're also giving him praise. Listen to this. It's like they're just giving more and more praise to him. Appearing loose and upbeat, Booker held court with reporters during a frigid 20-minute news conference and made it clear that he would be a very different kind of campaign. It's to say that the media is not courting this person is frankly just a lie. At least the media in his area. The man is a progressive. He is a huge progressive. Most of everything that what he does is he's like 95% in line with the progressive leftist the high-functioning Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez sort of agenda. He just comes out in the open and says things like, I'm not doing this for this. I'm just trying to be supportive of people that I support. I'm not actually. He's lying to your face. Lying to your face. Stuff like that just makes me sick. I mean, it really just, it burns my chaps. Makes my stomach twist. And so, one of the best things that I can do and I can tell you guys to do is to go to lovemytummy.com/mojo. Use the promo code mojo. lovemytummy.com/mojo. Use the promo code mojo. Get some Entrantil. Why? Because it fixes the knots in your stomach. It fixes and helps the situations. If you have issues with IBS or with gluten sensitivity or with anything that goes on with your bowels, Dr. Brown, who is an acclaimed ass man, I just can't get over that. That's deserve a bell every time. Has come up with this formula after years and years of research and study to not only get rid of the gas, the bloating, the inflammation, but also helps your intestinal tract get back on the right path. It's the first ever proven solution for bloating that helps significantly with things like IBS, gluten intolerances, and the like. Plus, it's 100% natural polyphenols designed to address specifically the bloating problem and not just treat the symptoms. It's there to fix the issue, not selectively help the problem. Go to lovemytummy.com, promo code mojo, /mojo, then use the promo code mojo. You get a 90 capsule box, which is normally $39.95. You get, when you buy 3 and you use that promo code, That's a 3-month supply. You get it for $99. That's $20 off a 3-box set of Entron Teal. Entron Teal is amazing. The way he talked about it, the way he heard it, I'm going to buy it for my wife very, very soon because I want her to try it. So lovemytummy.com/mojo. Use a promo code mojo. Get $20 off a 3-month supply. Go there today. But I can't, I don't get it. I don't get it why this guy does this. I don't understand why you have people like, yeah, that's right. That's right, Rocky. He's Dr. Buttman. That's right. He's Dr. Brown. His name is actually Dr. Brown, which is hilarious. It can fix leaky gut. That's true. It can fix leaky gut. And something else, this man, by that I mean Cory Booker, is the product of leaky gut syndrome. That's what he is. Cory Booker is the product of leaky gut syndrome, and I'm just going to post that right there. I'm just going to leave that right there. You guys over at the MeWe pages, you guys are posting all this other mess and going on. By the way, if you guys want to, if you want to meet most of the hosts of Mojo 50, if you want to talk to us, if you want to have fun, if you want to enjoy what's going on at a higher level, at a very personal level, go to mojocon.org. Mojocon.org. It's in May. It's May 2nd through the 5th. It's 3 months away. May 2nd through the 5th. Go check it out. They've got tickets available. I think it's like $25 a person. $25 a person. You got to find your way there. They've got hotel sets available for things like that. But it's amazing. Go there. Find out today. If you want to go, if you want to have some fun with the guys, if you want to meet the people, if you want to do a little tours and have some drinks with the guys and all the rest of the jackholes, be there or be square. So there's an FBI investigation going on right now in the middle of Florida. Apparently a man, and there's not much to this, but apparently a man, they found a sinkhole in the middle of the road. There was just a random road. There was a sinkhole there. It just like randomly appeared out of nowhere. So they decided to investigate. When they got down in the hole, they realized it was actually a carved out path. Wasn't that big. At some places it was only 2 foot in diameter, but it was a carved out path for that led to a little side area, a little ditch. And on that ditch, they saw a generator. They had tools. There was a change of clothing. There were shoes and a whole bunch of other stuff. And the path, if you followed it directly, went straight to a Chase bank. Now, they never finished it. So apparently they caught them mid-tunnel digging. Nobody was in the tunnel at the time. But they were able to, they found the sinkhole, they found the tunnel, and now they're just waiting to see if they can figure out who the digger of this tunnel is. And it's amazing. I think if they find out, it's going to be hilarious because there's just no way in hell that this man is going to get away with with this. If they're actually able to catch him, maybe they'll be able to find prints. Maybe they'll be able to find DNA on the tools and the clothes and the shoes that he's wearing, and things like that. So if that's the issue, if that's the problem, and they can find it, more power to them. Maybe they'll be able to find DNA evidence inside of the hole that the man dug. They were saying that he must not be that tall or that big because, like I said, it was only 2 foot wide. In a lot of the places, so not a full-grown man can't really go through there. So they're looking for a small man to fit through the holes, and make his path to the bank. So with that sound right there, that means we're on a commercial break. So I will be right back after this message. Guys over at the MeWe posting up things like Mojo Jojo and maybe that's too young for some of you folks, but Mojo Jojo. Yeah, you're right, Wendy. It could be. It could be a female. It could be a female digging through. I think they're going off of the clothing that was there to suggest that it was a man and not a female. But people over at the Mojo, I think that's the case. Mojo Jojo needs to become the mascot of Mojo 50. I don't think anybody will care. I mean, Cartoon Network doesn't even use that cartoon anymore. It is what it is, right? I mean, Powderpuff Girls. Shoot. Come on. No big deal. Yeah, I'm young. I know. It's okay. Oh, man. Let's see here. Could be a female now. Mojo Jojo. Mojo Jojo. That's right. Mojo Jojo. That's it was the best cartoon show available, right? Right, Rocky? It was the best cartoon available. That best one that money can buy, even though it was free, yeah? Let him waste his money, yeah. Single pair, truth. Man, you guys are on point tonight. I tell you what. It was Juicy Smollett. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna call that guy, Juicy Smollett. Yeah. His name is Juicy. All right, we're going back. And we're back. This is Defenders Live on Mojo 50. It is Friday night, and I am feeling all right. I am having a Gentleman Jack on the side of me, so this one's for you, Whiskey. Have myself a little bit of Gentleman Jack sipping in it. That is good. Super smooth. Keep it in the freezer. Makes it nice as it goes down. So this is where I get into the stuff that actually pisses me off tonight. Yes, Connie, that is Whiskey. And for Whiskey 6 out there, you can see it now because you're on the Facebook feed. I see you there. That is Whiskey. You can tell by the sheen as it circles. A little bit of Gentleman Jack. So gotta love it. Here's the stuff that I can't handle. Actually, I can handle it. I just don't want to. Pro-abortion activists tell kids that abortion is part of God's plan. Co-founder of the the hashtag, the Shout Your Abortion, was featured on a popular kids YouTube channel. So, popular YouTube channel for kids recently featured a pro-abortion activist who described abortion as, quote, part of God's plan, and compared it to a crappy dentist appointment or something. Amelia Bono, the co-founder of Shout Your Abortion, was featured last week in an episode of, quote, Kids Meet, called Kids Meet Someone Who Had an Abortion. The website, the Shout Your Abortion, is a website that claims that abortion is normal and publishes stories from women who are proud of having their babies. That's right, Wendy. This is propaganda at its finest. It is amazing, and it's positioned toward children. So Bono discussed the topic of children in various ages on the program produced by Hi Ho Kids in Seattle. She said, she also used the platform to criticize the pro-life movement, describe it as anti-choice, and in her conversation with the kids, quote, I don't call them pro-life. I call them anti-choice. Bunnell said, because who would disagree with the statement of being pro-life? Exactly. Who would disagree with the statement of being pro-life? She added that, quote, pro-life is propaganda because they want to deprive people of access to health care. You want to deprive people of access to health care. You want to kill a child. Quote, those guys aren't pro-life. I'm pro-life, she said. One young boy told Bunnell that he had written a paper about abortion when he was in the 5th grade. He said he believed abortion was acceptable as long as the person is not being, quote, reckless in their decision, quote, like if there's nothing wrong going on. Quote, do we want people to just have all those babies? Bono asked the boy, and he shook his head no in response to the question. Then she asked, that's tipped it perfect. Perfect! Propaganda. Perfect propaganda right there. Quote, I feel like I'm being forced to create life. I've lost the right to my own life. No, Bono, no, you decided you wanted to have sex. And in your decision to want to have sex, you then decided, in conjunction with that if there was an incident where, I don't know, maybe that guy fertilized your egg inside of your body, that you were giving life to another being. It's not separate. You can't separate the two. You can't just have unabashed sex all around and not understand that action also is the same action that gives life to the next generation. You're not being forced to create a life. You choose to take action to create a life. You then choose to take action to kill it before it becomes some sort of burden on your personal life. Quote, I should be the one to decide if my body creates life. Even if you are giving a kid up for adoption, you still have a kid out there somewhere. But at least that kid is alive, and they have a chance to live. Bono asked if the boy was religious. Quote, I believe in God, the boy answered. Quote, what do you think God thinks about abortion? She asked. The boy explained that he thinks God approves since there are still babies being born, and then asked her the same question. Softball after softball after softball. This is a person who can't stand up in front of adults and actually explain her point of view. She has to go and sit in front of children who have already been trained that abortion is good, so that she can then tell other kids that abortion is good. She says, quote, I think it's all part of God's plan. In another portion of the view, she says, you go to the doctor and they put this little straw, and she describes an abortion. She only describes a certain abortion, like first trimester. You go to the doctor and they put this little straw inside of your cervix and then inside of your uterus, and then they suck the pregnancy out. It was like a crappy dentist appointment or something. It was like, blah, a body thing that's kind of uncomfortable. But then it was over, and I felt really grateful that that I wasn't pregnant anymore. Quote, for me, it was like an instant feeling. I was like, I'm pregnant, and I'm having an abortion. Bunnell told the teens. That's right, James. Abstinence is only 99.999% effective. That's right. Mary was the only one that had that problem. A little over 2,000 years, and only one woman had a baby outside of not having sex. Only one. And it was only because God willed it so. That's right, James. The video has been viewed over 200,000 times since it was posted on December 28th. It's talking not just to kids, but to teenagers, young teens, preteens, and the like. It is pushed on a child's YouTube network. It is propaganda to the nth degree. You know something that can fix this? You should go today to Tar River Arms. It's traguns.com. Tell them Steven over at Mojo50 sent you. Tar River Arms is America's first virtual gun store. They have three-dimensional interactive experiences for your viewing pleasure, and you can see everything up close and personal. It is the closest you come to holding that gun in your hand. They not only have weekly specials and brokered deals, but you can also get great guns, great services, great prices at a great service. It's veteran-owned and veteran-run. Some of the guns they have out there are some of the best deals that you're going to get, bar none. Plus, with layaway and consignment options available since the 21st of January, you have nothing holding you back. I'll tell you what, it is not a thing to be taken lightly. traguns.com, traguns.com. Go there, get yourself prepared, because there is a war of sorts coming. So police in Raleigh, North Carolina, here a local boy for me, Raleigh, North Carolina, has arrested a man who is a sex offender who was babysitting a 7-year-old and a 1-year-old, according to the arrest warrant. The 28-year-old man was charged last week with 2 felony counts of sex offender employment violation. He remains in the Wake County Jail under $200,000 bond. He was found providing instruction and supervisional care to 2 children at a motel off of Capitol Boulevard on the 24th of January, a warrant states. He has been on the sex offender list and registry since being released last May. He's convicted in 2016 of 12 counts of second-degree sexual exploitation of a minor, and he was doing this out of a hotel room. Police say that the children's parents didn't know of his offender registry status, and they should have. You know, there are a couple places that you can go find offender registry statuses. Like, you can actually just look them up. You know, any sort of thing like this, it is fair and open for anybody. You could go, if you find a person's name out and their stuff and their birthday and everything else, you can easily go to the Department of Corrections, the DOC, and find out if somebody has an arrest record or warrant or anything else. It's easy, it's free, it's accessible. Do not miss that option. It is an idiotic move to give your kids over to somebody that you don't know. Wake County Sheriff spokesman Ed Curry said deputies have checked on Atkins 3 times since his release, and he has always been compliant with the state rules for the sex offenders until now. I got to tell you, man, I see things like this, and it burns my butt. Honestly, it burns my butt. I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, you don't know the person. I get it. You've never met the person, and you have to take their word to some extent, unless they have a criminal background. At which case, when they have a criminal background, it's very simple. You go and you check the DOC. You ask them, hey, what's your name and address? Or you can even look in federal databases. You can find it anywhere that you're looking. You just have to look for it. If you don't look for it, it's your fault. At the same point in time, if you don't look for it because you expect this person to be somebody else, or they give you a fake name, then, if you can't find anything about it, then it's not your fault. It's them for lying to you. But The fact that this man was... Yeah, I know. I really do need to go to lovemytummy.com/mojo. Make sure that I don't have to burn my butt anymore. It's a constant issue. It's a constant issue. I know. But you should verify and make sure every person that you're looking at, every person that you're talking to, everyone that you deal with and that deals with your children, you need to know who they are on a personal basis, if you know what I mean. On a patently personal basis. There's no point. Next story. Mom charged with child cruelty after filming herself basically waterboarding her sleeping baby as payback. You see, this woman, Caitlin Elise Hardy, was seen pouring water over her 9-month-old girl's face. She captioned it on video. She videotaped herself pouring water on her child's face as payback for waking her up all kinds of times of the night, quote, end quote. Police were alerted by concerned users after the video was shared on Facebook. The South Carolina mom was arrested Wednesday after police issued a warrant. The 33-year-old mother has now been charged with cruelty towards children. She posted the video with on social media with her original post that said, quote, payback for waking me up all kinds of times of the night. Sheriff's office said that there were 4 children in the home, including the 9-month-old residing in the home at the time of the incident. The charges against the defendant will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. This came from Sumter County Sheriff. Hardy was released from jail after posting her bail, which, by the way, if you're able to post bail after doing anything to your children and go back home to them without those kids being taken from you, there's something wrong. It's unclear if she has a lawyer as of yet. Unclear. Hey, Jeremy. Good to see you, buddy. By the way, you know what? I'm going to take a quick minute here. There's so many different things going on, and everything is new and, break it out of places, but I know it is some crazy stuff, James. It is some crazy stuff. Like, why would a person do that to their kids? But you guys know the list. You guys know what's going on. Daily Mojo to start your day. Conservative Cartel. The Morse Code. Sam Sorbo has started. That is starting. That's Monday. Starting Monday, you have Sam Sorbo, then Jeremy Hansen, Rancivizo. You have my show on Monday and Friday. You've got Watson Prunier over at the Battle for Freedom, and then after that, you get the Situation Room with Rocky Stucci. You also have things like the Adrian Slade Show. You have the Tom Bloom Project. You've got the John Griffin Show, Standing Ground with Jeremy Leahy, and Cowboy Logic with Don and Donna. You got to check them out, guys. These people are top notch. They do everything, but the live set is basically 16 hours of live air time. You got to check them out. You've got to go through with it. You got to look at all this stuff. It is amazing how this stuff goes about and how much we actually have going through. Oh, man. So, oops. Boom. There we go. That's the one I wanted. All right. So this one here. Yeah. So, a whole bunch of stories about people, killing their kids and hurting their kids. How about one about a woman who saves it? That's right. A woman revealed that she found a baby who they've named Roman, dumped in a Sainsbury bag in the freezing London park just 30 minutes after the baby was born. It's estimated because the baby still had the umbilical cord attached, everything was still there, and the baby was just wrapped up in a cloth and then put in a bag and basically thrown. So this mother, this mother and son, they were out and they found this newborn baby. They were able to find her alive. The baby was cold when they found her. found the baby. It was less than an hour since the baby had been outside, but there was sub-zero temperature. She said that the baby was found. She was cold. It was obviously needing attention. Currently, right now, the baby is at the hospital, looking safe, looking good. The reason why I say a better story is because, one, this baby was found alive. This baby was found alive. It's there. And so they were able to help this kid and get them out. And more than likely, they're probably going to find a place, or these people are probably going to adopt the child. So I say that's a good story because the baby is alive, and the baby was saved. So that is a good story there. And you know what? I'm going to round this out. We've had so many bad stories tonight. So many things that just burn bridges left and right. But let's talk about some funny stuff. How about this? You guys know that there was this giant Arctic blast coming down through the United States and everything else, and freezing out 90% or 70% of the country. Well, turns out in Sioux Falls that a man who had been preparing for this. He had made himself a customized Mr. Freeze suit, specified to the same one as the Batman and Robin movie. The terrible one with what's his face that had the rubberized nipple suit. Yeah, that one, that really, really bad one. It was a terrible movie, and it had Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. Well, this man decided he wanted to cosplay that Mr. Freeze on the day that there was a deep freeze in his local town. The local man was arrested early Wednesday morning at a Walmart after walking around the parking lot yelling cold weather puns at shoppers. Quote, "He told me he was going to change the stop sign to freeze." He was dressed up in some clear plastic that looked hand-painted baby blue and was really... to really get the whole icy look down. He was also trying to talk like Arnold did in the Batman movie. I thought it was pretty funny, said one shopper as they spoke to them. Not everyone thought the man's puns were funny, though. The man, quote, "The man told me to cool it and make it on the makeup I was wearing, and I took serious offense to that." Who says that to a person? I mean, really, I'm thinking about suing him, said one woman that spoke to the news agency that was out there in the Sioux Falls area. Authorities were called after a few citizens were concerned of the man's mental well-being. And his mental state. Quote, "When we showed up to arrest him, he told my neighbors that they needed to chill. They thought it was... they told my officers that we needed to chill. They thought it was pretty funny, but we still we still brought him in for questioning," said one Sioux Falls Police Department representative as they spoke. The man was released after making more cold jokes on the way to the department. So the man was taken into custody. He was arrested for the time being, and then he was let go later because he got some people upset in Sioux Falls. But I mean, come on. He's making it. That is the best. He was the most timely, best puns ever. I mean, you walk up to somebody and go, "Chill," or you say, "Freeze." It's perfect, especially if you're trying to do the Mr. Freeze deal. I mean, come on. All these people need to do is just cool it. No sense of humor. No sense of humor whatsoever. Yes, I see, James. I see what you're saying. The polar vortex looks like a pair of purple boobs. I get it. I see it. I saw it before. It is very funny. It is hilarity. There you go, James. Last but not least, everybody knows the famous Coco the gorilla. Coco the sign language gorilla. But one thing that they didn't know is that Coco has a deep, dark secret. That's right. Coco, the kinky talking gorilla, has a secret nipple fetish. Which her trainer pressured workers to satisfy by making them flash their breasts at the ape whenever they were around. This is not a joke. Serious face. Okay. As the Gorilla Foundation became entangled in another legal dispute, the nonprofit's complicated past has once again been rethrust into the spotlight, namely the strange behavioral habits of its most famous and alleged rather kinky former resident Coco, the signing gorilla. Trained by the one Frances Penny Patterson, Coco began speaking America's Sign Language at age 1. And for the next 46 years, the incredible creature continuously stunned audiences and A-list celebrities alike, befriending stars such as Robin Williams and William Shatner. Coco the gorilla and Robin Williams became fast friends in 2001, mainly because they both have a very big desire for boobs. However, a sexual assault lawsuit filed by the two former employees of the Gorilla Foundation in 2005 revealed an entirely different side of the prized ape. For all of her brilliance over the years, Coco quietly developed a series of alarming antisocial behaviors. Yes, Coco is a girl, by the way. Coco the gorilla is a girl. But she had a huge and weird obsession with female nipples. Kendra Keller, Nancy Alperin claimed it became such an obsessive fetish that Frances Patterson pressured the pair to engage in the sexual act of flashing their tits at Coco. The lawsuit claims the request came from Patterson after a brief signed conversation with Coco. So Patterson would sign, and then Coco would sign back, "Show me the boobs," apparently. The lawsuit, quote, "Oh yes, Coco, Nancy, oh yes, Coco, Nancy has nipples. Nancy can show you her nipples," Patterson is alleged to have said on one conversation. In another instance, she reportedly said, "Coco, you see my nipples all the time. You probably are bored with them. You need to see new nipples. I will turn my back so Kendra can show you hers." Coco the gorilla was getting flashed by a bunch of females. It was a female who was actually who trained Coco, and it was Coco and the female who decided that, other women needed to flash their boobs at Coco. Patterson allegedly told the claimants that exposing their breast to Coco was, quote, a normal component to developing a personal bond with the gorilla. Flash your boobs, and she'll grow closer to you. The trainer insisted Coco's pervasive interest in their nipples was strictly non-sexual. That's what every man says. Regardless, Kendra and Alperin refused to go through with the act, but depositions filed in the cases revealed that other employees had acquiesced to the gorilla's requests repeatedly. And then between Kenny and Coco, on March 14th, 1998, the show showed the extent of her obsession with nipples. As Penny tried to communicate with Coco, the gorilla repeatedly replies nipples to each of her questions. I can't. And with that, folks, I'm done. I am done for the night. This has been Defenders Live on Mojo 50. That was Coco. That's a K-O-K-O, Coco. You can find us Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Check everybody out. Make sure you stay tuned for Watson Prunier on Battle for Freedom next. This one's for you, Whiskey.